Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Gateway, let's talk about your gateway. By Pizza Hut, home of America's favorite pan pizza. And by the U.S. Navy. Navy, let the journey begin.
Tim Ryan with Bill Maas and Ronnie Lott here at Texas Stadium. Andre Wadsworth been getting a fair amount of time here in his first game. No training camp, off the plane into uniform. Signed last night. And he was just sucking air there during the timeout. It is over 100 degrees. It has been all day. Aikman from the shotgun on third down. Takes off running. There's a flag downfield, and he goes out of bounds unscathed at the 10. There was a flag downfield early in the play. 17-yard run by Aikman, who's done about everything you could ask today. He's passed for a touchdown. He's run for 2. He's taken off running 2 or 3 times in the game.
Who they get? Do they get Aeneas over there?
The penalty downfield against the Cardinals.
Yeah, you know the thing about Troy Aikman that everybody said
on
going
the defense,
into this game,
26.
Dave Campbell said it,
penalty.
Jerry Jones said it. They said, we can go as far as number 8. If number 8 can get the job done leading this new Gailey offense, if number 8 can do all the things that he's done in the past, and he's showing that today. I mean, the one thing that you got to say that his heart right now is out there. He is doing everything that he possibly can. He's running with the football. He's making the great throws. His arm is alive. He's doing a lot of things, Bill.
A lot of responsibilities too. He has the responsibility now of calling the play protection up in the line of scrimmage. He's in full control of audible. He didn't get the play in fast enough. Did you see before he was pointing to his head, saying to his ear, saying, "Come on, come on, come on." Didn't get the play charge in quick enough and was disappointed. But the one thing he is doing, he says, I like having the chess game in my hands. I like to be the one matching brains with a defensive coordinator.
(21-10) Dallas lead. The penalty against J.B. Brown after the 17-yard gain by Aikman has the Cowboys first and goal at the 5-yard line of Arizona. Aikman, who has rushed now 5 times for 40 yards, including a couple of touchdowns. We've got some tired Cardinals out there in this heat. This defense has been on the field a lot. Emmitt Smith is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss on the play of maybe 2. Patrick Sapp got in there to make the hit.
Well, you know, you talk about the defense, and you know, there's 11 minutes left to go in the game virtually, and there have already been on the field 61 plays. Look at it, there you have it. So Arizona defense has been out there 61 plays. So you're looking at possibly 75 to 80 plays, Ronnie, for the course of a game. And as you know, anytime you're in a game that long on defense, it takes it out of you, let alone in a game with this heat.
Wadsworth comes back in along with Swinger. Big pass is caught. Is it in the end zone?
Sure is.
Touchdown.
How about that fresh move right there? What was that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's been waiting. He's been practicing on that.
You're saying whoa, I'm saying ow.
He's been practicing on that for all offseason. And finally, the first game, he gets to do it.
That's his first career TD.
First career TD.
Billy Davis.
He might have been practicing longer than all summer. He might have been practicing that for 3 years.
Free agent out of the University of Pittsburgh. Cunningham for the point after. Davis becoming the starter this year.
You're going to see the little drop back pass here. Watch, it's a fade pattern to the top, and he gets nice separation, well thrown.
And right there, when you look at that play as a defensive back, you'll see Billy Davis right now. Now the defensive back has to play through the body, or he's got to find the ball. What he does there, he doesn't look back to the receiver. You take your eyes off the receiver, you got to get back, you got to find the receiver, then you got to play through him. If you don't play through him, you will not be able to make this play. And right there, Troy Aikman sweet pass, sweet throw, and a sweet split.
Split spike at the same time. That was pretty good. Now, you know, he's from my alma mater, and, you know, University of Pittsburgh's put out some fine football players, Tim Ryan. As has yours of Notre Dame. I know a big win yesterday, but we condone touchdowns, Billy, but I can't condone the hairdo, man. I can't. That's not a Pitt hairdo.
No, that's not a Pitt hairdo. But I do have to say this. Troy said, hey, you got to love the kid. Yeah, he came in with his hair dyed red one morning, and we said, Billy, don't worry about it. I still will throw the ball to you.
Fun-loving guy with some talent earned his starting spot this year alongside Michael Irvin. Going blasts another one. Deep in the end zone. Metcalf, no chance to bring it out again. So they'll start from their 20-yard line. And now down 28-10. Well, tonight, after an all-new World's Funniest, it's an all-new Holding the Baby. Then a can't-miss Simpsons and the smash hit That 70s Show, followed by the X-Files, all tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Yeah, Bill, that 70s show, that was a 70s move, wasn't it? The split.
You'd know, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I forgot. I did have that fro back then.
First down at the 20-yard line for the Cardinals. They go to the shotgun. Jake Plummer got to make miracles happen here. 10:45 to go. Pumps once, then again, finds a man. That's Sanders, Frank Sanders, for the first down. 32-yard line.
I think what Arizona's going to do at this time, it gives them a chance to try to use their no-huddle offense. It gives them a chance to work on some of the things that they need to work on down the road. Yeah, Mark Trestman's going to get these guys moving. He's going to try to control the game. He doesn't need to get a big play, but move the chains right now. Move the chains.
You know, the one thing I didn't see utilized as much as I thought I would today is I thought I'd see a lot more out of the short stuff with the tight end and more to the flat with centers.
Plummer intended for Metcalf, and he couldn't hold on as he was smacked by Stoutmeyer, the safety, 24.
Yeah, Bill, I agree with you. I thought the centers, with the numbers that he's had, a guy that is a football player like Dave Campo, he says, I would like to have him on my team. You know, I would like to have him running the football. He's one of the toughest guys on the field, and for him not to have the ball in his hands, I think it's a crime, especially in this West Coast offense.
Well, you know, in 1995 and 96, both years, he had over 100 receptions as a fullback. And he's just not getting the ball today.
2nd and 10, Plummer, and that's complete. That's centers right there. They gave it to him that time, and he has swarmed under. Look at him battle.
Oh, he'll fight you to the end. And the ball is going to be at its most forward movement. But, you know, Larry Centers could have gone down, but he's going to keep fighting even if he goes 5 yards back with 4 down Cowboys on him.
He only got about a yard after all that effort. Well, now they're going to give him a little better forward progress. Let's call it a little better than a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 8.
You see the numbers there. And then last year, they dropped down in receptions. Those are all receptions. And they dropped down. And when you have him as a weapon in the backfield, Ronnie, you can attest to it. I mean, the fullbacks you played with in San Francisco.
Yeah, and the thing about those fullbacks, they caught the ball. They would throw the ball to him.
Looked like movement along the front of the Arizona offensive line. James Dexter or Chris Gedney, one or the other or both out the right side.
Before the snap, false start on the offense. Number 75, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Well, they got the left side. They probably could have called about 3 guys there. Lomas just maybe started it.
Yeah, we talked about Rob Moore being the Jerry Rice. Well, centers can be the Tom Rathman. And I think that you got to get the ball in his hands, and you got to utilize his skills.
And they need McWilliams to be the Brent Jones.
3rd and 13. 27 from Arizona. Plummer can't find an open man.
Look
Now
downfield.
He pumps, and he's going for Metcalf. A flag is down. Metcalf has the ball to Dallas territory at the 37. 2 flags down. 1 downfield, 1 back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we had a lineman go down beyond
Yeah,
the
illegal
line of
man
scrimmage.
downfield. When he saw Jake start scrambling, they took off downfield to block. And that may nullify if there's a pass interference down here. Illegal man downfield. That's the call. And pass interference. Yep, that's going to nullify. Pass interference now is going to be nullified against George Teague. Here's Teague, 31. Right in here. He matches up on Metcalf. And as Metcalf starts downfield, when he sees Jake scramble, he gets his hands on.
Eligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 67. And illegal contact on the defense, number 21. Those fouls offset. Replay, third down.
Well, it was George Teague, 31. It wasn't Deion Sanders. And on offense, illegal man downfield, that was Chris Dishman. You know, your quarterback starts scrambling around and comes out of the pocket. You know, it's hard to know where he's at, a scrambling quarterback, when he's behind you. You never know where he's at. And actually, for an offensive lineman, it makes protection hard. So if he sees Jake start scrambling, then you want to get out in front of him and help block somebody. And he passed the ball, and it was illegal man downfield.
So third down repeated. For Morrell, a little behind him, he couldn't hold on. And he takes a hit from Kevin Mathis. So the Arizona offense just been outmatched by the Dallas defense today overall in this football game.
Yeah, Dave Campo's done an outstanding job today of changing things up and giving different variations of zone and man coverage to confuse Plummer just enough. And the confusion you can see in his throws, because everything isn't crisp and everything isn't right where it's supposed to be.
And you can't win football games going 0 for 9 on third downs, Bill. You cannot win games that way.
And that's what Arizona is.
That's their 8th punt. Sanders takes it at the 20-yard line with a fair catch. And so the Cowboys in the driver's seat. 8:30 to go. They have the ball and the lead, 28-10.
Here, Ronnie.
Yeah, but you know what I like is that Chan Gailey, who talked to us, said, Ronnie, Bill, Tim, look, guys, if we win this game, yeah, so what? I got a game plan. I know where I want to go. I know that this offense needs more reps. We're not running this offense efficiently enough. And to me, it made a statement. Here's a guy that's thinking down the road. He's looking down the road. He talked to us about Landry and how Landry kept his composure. I mean, he talked about Dan Reeves. He mentioned some of the great coaches and great players of the Cowboys, and I think that's what he's trying to do right now. He's just trying to make sure that he's consistent and persistent.
Well, I think the biggest change for the Cowboys isn't necessarily the offense. Again, the guys are here, and you're going to make some changes and wrinkles, and I've saw some creative things. But I think the biggest change really is that the Cowboys now have direction. With Chan Gailey, they have direction. And I think that's what they were lacking the prior years. Right, let me say the prior 2.5 years.
Well, the players all reflect that kind of thinking in conversations with him. He's impressed them in training camp, even though here's a team that went 0-5 in the preseason. He didn't even mention that. In fact, he was reluctant to comment on what he thought of his team when I asked him that question. He just didn't really want to think about that now. He said, I got to see them in action. After all, we haven't been in action. He didn't count the preseason. He was getting his team ready to play today. He said, we can give you a better impression after our first game and a little farther down the road.
And I think that's what he means by that. Is, look, I'm not worried about today. I'm worried about how we're going to look week 9, week 10. And he knows that this team needs to come a long ways from where they were in training camp.
First down at the 20-yard line. Cowboys, this is Darryl Johnston.
You know, one of the things that he said in his new offense, he said, in the offense, this is what we want to do. We want to move the downs. And, you know, right away I thought, well, he's talking about first down markers. Yeah, I said, no, I want to move the downs. And the downs are the down linemen. In his running game philosophy, he wants to move the big people. He said, let the linebackers and safety, let them run all over the place, do whatever the heck they want. We want to get movement on the big guys down.
2nd and 5. Pitch to Smith. Well, they moved a few guys up front, but they got a good defensive play from Simeon Rice that time. ranging out untouched to pull down Emmitt Smith.
And you move the big guys. I mean, Nate Newton's been moving big guys for years. Watch him right here on Mark Smith. Here's the reach block, and he gets the push. Watch the push. That's push. That's a win. That's pushing off the line of scrimmage and creating that angle.
But what you need from there is you need not only Nate Newton to do that, but on that play, Dave LaFleur, he cannot do that.
You know, he's got an interesting thing about him. Everybody talks about him, what a great blocker he is. I mean, I don't see that great blocker in him, and I haven't seen it.
Swinger and Wadsworth in on 3rd and 5 on the Arizona front.
Nice play, Aeneas Williams. He wasn't fooled on that screenplay.
Yeah, that's Aeneas Williams. I mean, that's why he's a Pro Bowl player. He was able to read that play. He was able to get right in there, and that's what you like. You like to see that, and I think he might have twisted his ankle on his play, but you see Aeneas right here. He's looking back on the inside. He sees a little motion. He knows, hey, there might be something going. He reads the quarterback. You get up in there, and you grab that leg, and you hold on.
That's sniffing it out.
Yeah,
you know? You see something funny in that motion, then you see the offensive tackle way out there where he's not supposed to be.
I used to like to sniff things out, Bill.
But Irvin's been giving him fits all day long, and Williams gets up slowly just as they were about to start the next play. Somehow hurt his ankle or foot on the last play, the tackle he made on Irvin.
And they cannot afford to lose him. Tommy Knight got injured early on. Now Aeneas Williams, who is the leader of that group. I mean, here's a guy that has done an excellent job teaching these guys. He sat down with Pat Tillman. He's worked with Tommy Bennett. He's worked with Knight. They can't afford to lose this guy because he's really the leader and really the soul of this defense.
That brings up 4th down. Cardinals will have the ball offensively again. 6:33 to go regulation time. Toby going, standing at his 7-yard line. Back deep at the 35 is Eric Metcalf. Another good kick from Goen, and backing up Metcalf, trying to make something happen. He gets out at about the 32-yard line, and the Cardinals will start there. 50-yard punt from Goen, a 4-yard return from Metcalf. Cowboys lead 28-10.
We just got talking and started saying to one another how much, we appreciate and enjoyed one another over the past 8-9 years that we've been together, the things we've accomplished, the friendship that's grown out of the things that we've accomplished on the football field and the friendship that we have off the football field. It's just been a blessing.
And they hope to draw on that to bounce back from a 6-10 season, and the veterans today off to a great start for the Dallas Cowboys. Plummer, the young quarterback, getting a real baptism here, starting a new season. Out to Larry Centers, and he has a 1st down for Arizona. Remember, Jake Plummer started only 9 games last year, and he had such an incredible string with a not very talented team that high optimism continues for him despite this shaky start today. Emmitt Smith can take the rest of the afternoon off. And probably Troy Aikman. 5:57 remains. Plummer trying to get loose. Got just over the line of scrimmage, tripped up by Darren Woodson.
For Mark Trestman and the Arizona offense, I think he's got to go back and look and see what he has. I think he has to go back and see, maybe we wanted too much too soon, Ronnie. He talked to us about putting everything in at once. He says, I put the whole book in.
Plummer under pressure from Hennings, and he's short, trying to get it to Frank Sanders.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you there. I think they do have to go back, and I think what happens, though, is that you come into a game like this, you're excited. I think Jake got excited. I think that if you look at his play today, I know that especially that one play down there in the end zone where he had a chance to throw that ball and make a touchdown there. I'm almost positive that Jake Plummer, as well as Mark Trestman, they're going to walk away from this game looking and saying, we got to be more patient and we got to do the fundamentals. We got to stay within ourselves.
1 of 9 on 3rd down. Let's see what Plummer can produce here. Big pressure. Had to chuck it in a hurry.
And Dave Campo keeps confusing Jake Plummer.
That was Greg Ellis giving him a good run that time.
He's mixed it up on him defensively, Tim, Ronnie. I mean, Dave Campo said, hey, I've got to come at him with a variety of things. Now, I want you to watch the zone blitz here. They bring the safeties up, and then watch Kavika Pittman. He's going to drop back here into coverage. That's just disguising what you're actually getting, but it's enough to confuse Jake.
4th down, they're going for it. And his receiver is pulled down. No call apparent on the play, incomplete.
What in the world?
Guess who was over there? Kevin Smith.
How can that possibly not be pass interference?
I cannot believe
Rob
that.
Moore, slow to get up and limping a bit. He's not complaining, he's just limping.
Are they saying the ball was thrown over his head? It was uncatchable?
Maybe.
How can that not be a flag?
I mean,
watch Rob Moore right here.
And look at this right here. I mean, yeah, you could.
I think their feet got tangled up, and that may have been accidental.
Yeah,
both fell
accidental.
down.
Yeah, I can tell you this though. Had the heat been on and had this game not been out of control, the referees would have been all over that call, and I think that they would have made that call there. Unfortunately, because Larry Sanders as well as Jake Plummer, they got to believe that they need to get something like that. They want those calls, Bill.
Aikman gives it to Emmitt Smith. Both of the big guys still in the ball game for Dallas
that
here.
That puts him over about 100. That might put him right at 100.
1st down, about 11, 12-yard pickup for Emmitt Smith.
And you look at the numbers. You know, you think statistically, what do you want to have? You know, you want your quarterback to play well. You want your running back to have 100 yards rushing, and you want one of your receivers to get up there with their pass numbers.
Yeah, but when you look at this play right here, he is being patient. And if you look at all the numbers of all 3 guys, Bill, the one thing that I guess you could say tomorrow for Labor Day holiday, that these guys are they're going to have a good holiday tomorrow.
They deserve a day off, that's for sure. 97 yards rushing for Emmitt Smith. And he has it again.
You know, we talked about Emmitt Smith and when he makes his cut, Ronnie, remember he said before he used to make it in the backfield, and Clarence Shelton told him, you got to make it in the line of scrimmage. Watch. He waits actually up until he gets, watch where he is. He's up in here when he's cut. That's buying himself some time, and it's not allowing the defense to respond to what he's doing.
Yeah, and you know, it was funny because when he first got into this offense, one thing he said,
he struggled.
Hey, I struggled, man. I started to doubt myself, and the reason I was doubting myself because I felt like I could do everything, but I wasn't making any plays.
He got the 1st down. They gave him only 9 on 1st down. Emmitt Smith again crashing off right tackle this time. Took a pretty good lick.
With Moose leading the way.
And he has a gain of about 6 yards on that one. Jameer Miller made the hard tackle on him. 26 carries, 106 yards for Emmitt Smith.
You know, you talk about the big 3, and really, you got to bring this guy back into it. You have to talk about Moose, too. He's every bit a part of the success of any running play there is. There he is, gets a piece of Tillman, just enough to push him back. But, hey, you know, you're talking about a 7-yard pickup, Ronnie. And what a remarkable comeback he's made from the neck injury.
Yeah, he has made a great comeback from that. And you talk to Chan, and Chan says he's not going to get beat up as much because we're going to have him trying to find linebackers instead of just running in there, ramming into people.
Tell you what, Emmitt Smith's having some fun. He just picked up another 1st down inside right to the 20-yard line. They spot the ball. And
a couple interesting things, Tim. They said, remember Troy Aikman, we sat down and talked to him, he said, you know, it used to be, you know, we get real excited for the big games, Green Bay, San Francisco. He said, now when you're 6-10, you have to get excited about every game. And when you think about it, this game, the 6-10 Cowboys are playing the 4-12 Cardinals. I mean, who would have thought that ever would have transpired with Dallas?
Now there's a perfect example of what Emmitt Smith was talking about. He waited, and it opened up for him. And he has another 1st down. He's down to the 7. Great piece of running by Emmitt Smith.
Ronnie, I can tell you this. If the Dallas Cowboys came into this game at a crossroad, they went through that, and they laid a highway right through that crossroad, and they are on it.
Yeah, and the reason they're on is that you got to look at the offensive line. Jerry came in and said, look, yeah, I had to address it, but look at the big boy right there, Mozell Mozell Adams. I mean, that guy right there is going to be the future.
Troy Aikman and the Cowboys inside the 10 again with a first down. Sherman Williams. Williams trying to get wide. Gets to close to the 6-yard line. We have 1:54 to go. And immediately following football, you'll see these programs, except on the West Coast. 7 p.m. World's Funniest, followed by Holding the Baby. 8 p.m. The Simpsons, followed by That 70s Show, and then the X-Files at 9 p.m. 28-10. Dallas beating up on the Cardinals here on this opening weekend. An impressive performance before a sellout crowd here at Texas Stadium to open the season. Sherman Williams straightened up at about the 4-yard line. McKinnon, the linebacker, number 57, and Andre Wadsworth.
Tim, right now the Cowboys collectively have about 180 yards rushing. The last time they did that was November '96. They had a 200-yard day.
Well, you know what's exciting for me is that next week they go to Denver. And going to Denver next week, Bill, it will also give them a chance to find out where they're really at.
3rd and goal on the 3. Williams, not much there. The Cardinals front battling here, not wanting to give up any more points. Under a minute we go, counting down to 56.
Ronnie, you know, it's interesting you talk about that. And don't think for one second that Gailey isn't looking in his mind to go up to Denver. Don't forget, remember the AFC Championship game? He had a match wits against Mike Shanahan. And that game went down to the wire there. I mean, that's a game he wants another shot at.
So they send on the field goal unit here. At the time, counting down to 30 seconds. Cunningham on board, ready to attempt the field goal here, and the Cowboys can feel good about this opening day effort for sure. For Arizona, Vince Tobin's got to go back and say, well, maybe we got a little overexcited. These youngsters, Jake Plummer, the euphoria about Andre Wadsworth signing and getting into uniform today. They got some work to do back there in the desert, but it's clearly a much improved team from a year ago, and they've just got to build off this.
Well, you know, they got all the pieces in place, like I said. Now, you didn't see it today, no, but the upside of the whole thing is, Ronnie, as you know,
on the offense, it's 5 yards, still 4th down.
Delay a game. It's a lot of young guys. I mean, you look at this team, it's a lot of young guys for Arizona. Plus, let's not forget, remember the trade, okay? They gave up the number 2 spot in the draft to San Diego, and they've got a bunch of draft choices coming for that. They got Eric Metcalf over. He's going to help them out through the course of the year. They felt good enough about Jake Plummer that they didn't need that spot. They didn't need a franchise quarterback. Now they're going to have, they got players, they have more draft choices next year, and they got a young team with a great nucleus.
25-yard field goal attempt for Cunningham. And it's good. Cunningham was pretty much routine a year ago, 34-37. And Chan Gailey gets his first of what I'm sure he hopes will be many more of those dunkings.
Darren Woodson drowned him with a Gatorade bucket.
First as a head coach in the National Football League, first here in Dallas, following Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson before him, and of course the legendary Tom Landry. And Chan Gailey can smile freely, know that he and his coaching staff, despite their 0-5 preseason, knew what they were up to, preparing for the real stuff today here against the Arizona Cardinals. 31-10 the score. 19 seconds remaining.
You know, the tough thing, like I said before earlier, Ronnie, you know, 6 months you'll wait. 6 months in the offseason you'll wait for one game for the start. And it's so tough to start the season out with a loss. You know, somebody's going to have to lose every game today, but it's so hard to start. And for the Arizona Cardinals, they haven't won a home opening game, and every time they started off with a home loss or opening season loss, they've been sure to go nowhere.
Yeah, it's tough, Bill. And I remember going back to my rookie year because at that time we lost our first game, and somehow we started mustering it up, and the offense started to click, and this guy by the name of Montana, who everybody's saying that Jake's a lot alike, he started to come into his own. So I'm not ready to give up on this football team. This offense is going to get better.
Metcalf dropped the ball.
And I'm not ready to give up on the Cowboys either.
Did you see that stick?
That was Hemsley, the linebacker, and the loose ball picked up by the Cowboys. Run into the end zone, Kenny Wheaton. Reserve defensive back. With just 11 seconds on the clock.
Hemsley just lit up. Watch right here. Watch this play. Hemsley just lights up Eric Metcalf, and that ball pops out. And there's Wheaton.
So a freebie for Kenny Wheaton. Wheaton was in the battle for the safety spot with Omar Stoutmire. Stoutmire selected by the staff to start, and you can see, Vince Tobin, like, what else can happen to us here to finish off this game today. Still 11 seconds to go. Cunningham on for the point after.
No, I do agree with you, Ronnie. I totally agree with you, Arizona. No, they can't even, nowhere near even thinking about giving up on that team. That team has a lot of upside.
15-yard touchdown off the fumble recovery return by Wheaton. And the Dallas Cowboys in a rout. 38-10, still 11 seconds to go. Now do you give Metcalf another run back there, or do you put somebody else at this time? He's on the field. Lots more programming ahead here after our football is completed this afternoon on Fox. At 7:30 starts with Holding the Baby, and then The Simpsons and That 70s Show from 8 to 9. And at 9 o'clock, the X-Files, all ahead here on Fox.
Yeah, Bill, you know, I've sat here, I've sat next to you, I've sat next to Tim. You guys you brought me along this week. You showed me the ropes, and I'm loving it, man. This is exciting.
This is where you want to be, out here watching it all.
You're right here, man. I felt that last hit. I could smell it, you know. And working with you and Tim, man, it's been awesome, baby. Well, I can't wait.
I felt the hit too, but what you smell is Tim.
Could be in this heat all day here. Tell you what, I watched you last year several times, Maas. You look a little smaller than last year. You've been dieting? Metcalf gets up to the 18-yard line and hangs on to that ball this time. He didn't get the same kind of hit.
Look at the sidelines of the Cowboys. Now, if you can reflect back to the end of last season, Emmitt Smith is up. He's out there. He was congratulating his offensive line. Look at this. Hugs for everybody. This is a different team. There's no question in my mind. Do you remember the last 5 games of last year, watching them at all? I mean, the sidelines was just a disaster. Nobody wanted to be there. No one wanted to be around the area. This is a different team, and a lot of rejuvenation felt today with what they have and where they want to take it.
And it's nice when you bring in a coach like Chan Gailey, who is really understated. He hasn't got caught up in the hoopla. He's been very, very patient. And for me, I like being around a guy like him.
Now that is it, the final play, an incomplete pass, and the Dallas Cowboys an impressive home opener, 38-10 over the Arizona Cardinals. For Ronnie Lott and Bill Maas, I'm Tim Ryan saying so long. Coming up, Kevin Frazier and Ron Pitts will get you caught up with everything on the Fox NFL postgame report.